Hey everybody, and welcome to the Ironclad Tactics edition of PAX at Home. Of course, PAX at Home being the mini-series where I try to give you the booth experience for some of the games I'm most interested in seeing at PAX Prime 2013 without actually shelling out all the money to travel and go to the convention, etc., etc. So Ironclad Tactics is a new collectible card-based strategy game. You could compare it maybe to Scrolls, is probably the game that it at least most superficially resembles. And it's from Zachtronic Games, and the last time we saw Zachtronics, they were actually coming out with Spacechem. So that was like winter or spring of 2011. I remember it was definitely when I was living in South Korea when that came out. But this is a totally different game. Of course, everyone loves Spacechem. This is a departure. I've been playing about half an hour of it so far, and what I'm impressed with right now, this is obviously an early build. It's very, very polished, despite the fact that it's still, in development. Should point out just before we get started here, pre-orders for the game are available, and it's part of a bundle called the Extra Bundle. If you go to the website in the video description below, you can pre-order the game if you like what you see, and you also get a free copy of Spacechem, as well as some of the DLC that is planned for the game, in addition to the game itself when it releases. Anyway, so Ironclad Tactics, the story mode, which is what I've been playing so far, takes place in an alternate version of the U.S. Civil War with kind of a steampunk aesthetic attached to it. Let's go to the mission that I just did. And we'll start this up. So I should point out, just before we get started here, there is a totally deck-building type element to this game that I haven't really seen too much so far, because I really don't have that many cards. But basically, your deck consists of 20 cards, with a maximum of 2 factions. And I guess one of the factions is kind of like neutrals or buffs, and the other one we have, I guess this is kind of the American states. I'm not familiar that much with the U.S. Civil War history, but in any case, we'll save our deck here. Again, I haven't seen too much of the deck-building aspect of the game, but it seems totally cool so far. So why don't we start this mission? There are other modes here as well. There's a skirmish mode, which is basically just like a 1v1 against the AI. And the story mode, there's also a puzzle mode. I think that changes from level to level. Yeah, solve a puzzle using a fixed set of cards. So you're probably familiar with what that is. So let's get started here. And we might have a story here. Oh, okay, we're not going to start with the story. That's fine, though. But the story is told through, like, comic book-style panels, and it's very well done. It's totally competent. A lot of times I'm like, whoa, why didn't they just make this a cutscene? Well, it makes logical sense in Ironclad Tactics, the way the story is told. So, defeat the Confederates by breaking through and getting past their forces. One thing you'll notice is that things actually move very quickly here. Our goal is to accrue 6 victory points. What, can I put a musket on the scout? I cannot. Okay. Our goal is to accrue 6 victory points, and the way that we do this is by getting units to the end, and the way that we get units to the end is kind of just by marching them through here, as you can probably tell. Each unit has a victory point value associated with it. I think I need a light chassis to put the carbine musket on, unfortunately. Yes. What was I saying? You need each unit has a victory point number of tokens associated with it, and if you get 6 of them, then you win. We just failed that objective to protect the statue, but that's because we got kind of a bad draw there with respect to our ironclads. There we go, light chassis. This one's important. We'll put a carbine musket on it, and now it is equipped with a weapon, and it will now do damage. Our our prototype ironclad here is probably in a very bad position. So it's a turn-based, but it's simultaneous turn-based. So the turns move forward for everybody at exactly the same time. So it's not like a Scrolls or a Hearthstone where like you have all of the moves that you can choose from, and then you do your turn and then the enemy does their turn. All these turns happen simultaneously, so you do still have to absolutely... oh, come on, get out of there. No, I thought I could make it. You do still have to... not only play strategically, but also be very quick about your play, which is like simultaneously frightening and nerve-wracking and also very exciting compared to those games. Let's see if I can... There we go, we got a victory point there. See if I can field repair this guy right here. And with these guys dying, I do have a buff that can give me an extra speed +1, so we're going to hopefully get 4 victory points to the end here. Or what I could do is just move this guy down here like so, and hopefully this will make things even easier. It's oftentimes easier to go around enemies than through them, as the case may be. Let's give this guy the buff so he goes a little bit faster. We'll get a prototype ironclad down here as well. Good. So you might be wondering what the heck's going on with this AP. AP are action points, as one might expect, and the way that these action points work is that you gain a certain number of them per turn. I'm sure that later on in the game there will be basically buffs that you can get, which will improve the amount of AP that you generate per turn. As for right now, I do not have very much AP generation. But that's good because it keeps me kind of focused and tunnel visioned on the few things that I have at my disposal so far. So they're up to 2 victory points. We're up to 3, soon to be 5. And these guys are going to be in a really bad state soon. So in order to move from lane to lane, you actually do need to have a maneuver card. And since we do not have one of the... Oh, now we do. We'll move this guy up here, and hopefully he'll be able to get to the end now, and we'll be able to win quite handily. Obviously, we're playing the very early AI. It seems like there's a pretty robust campaign, given the fact that the game is not out yet. Like I said, I've been playing for about 45 minutes, and I'm still sort of in the tutorialized elements of the game, which is totally fine. You know, it's a game that I assume has more strategic elements, but I don't necessarily have a chance to see them. This is why I like playing a game like this not at the show floor at PAX. This is kind of me soapboxing here. Who wants to play a strategy game with a decently high learning curve or skill ceiling, or skill floor even? In a 10-minute show demo on a loud show floor, right? I would rather play it at home, get the opportunity to kind of familiarize myself first. This is a game that definitely this series was brainstormed in part to help, and if that makes any sense, to help the demo get out, I guess, further. So we do get some new cards there. I guess we got Rifleman. Why don't we do another mission here, because that one was relatively quick, and I'm enjoying the time that I'm spending with the game so far. We will get a new kind of story here that you will see. Now, in order to kind of set the stage, basically the U.S. Civil War has just broken out. The South, or Confederate States of America, have fired the opening shot, essentially, in the Civil War, and war has just been declared by the United States against the Confederate States. Anyway, this is one of our main characters, this is another one of our main characters, and this is some lady who has mysterious elements that we don't know about yet. Obviously, she seems sinister, but my guess is that she's probably going to end up being like Zebulon's daughter or something. Zebulon being kind of like our Doc Brown character here that invented the Ironclads. You're both covering for Zebulon. We've been ambushed. What is going on here? Oh, she's a federal agent. Okay. I'm still taking the guess that it's Zebulon's daughter, and it looks like there is a mission that is going on here. Okay. Capture those flags with infantry to gain additional action points. Oh, so it's got kind of like a Skulls of the Shogun thing going on with it. That is A-okay. I'm cool with that. The good thing to note is that actually the light chassis and prototype Ironclad, pardon me, can actually trample soldiers, which is important. Because trampling soldiers is essentially what's going to allow us to get to the exit in a lot of situations. So this time we need to get 8 victory points, and you can only capture these bunkers with infantry. So I'm going to put Zebulon's cat on this prototype Ironclad, I guess, and then we'll get the carbine musket on this guy as well, even though he will just be able to trample him if necessary. And I might want to use this maneuver card to... it's too late now. Alright, we'll put another light chassis down on the field in a second, once I get enough action points. We're only getting 1 action point per turn, which is not very good. But we are up to 3 now, in all likelihood, and we need 1 more to be able to put down a light chassis, which is what I want to do. Alright, we have a scout that we can put down. And the cards actually, like, rotate out of your deck here. Not the deck, but I forget what this is called in collectible card game, vernacular. I should really have used a scout to just take some extra territory there to get more action points. Sure, you know what? Let's maneuver this guy up here, because he's going to die. We might as well just let them get to the exit with this one. And I think we might actually lose this mission, which would be, suffice it to say, disappointing for me. Oh, I was trying to maneuver him downwards. Sure, we'll give you this, and hopefully you'll be able to get to the exit. We can't be shot here. They have nothing to shoot us with. What if we get you to come down to the exit? This is going to be interesting to see if we can get to the point here. Obviously, I've never, or I haven't really played enough to fully understand deeper levels of strategy than the very superficial. But I'm hoping that we'll be able to still win this nonetheless. I'm having a lot of fun with Ironclad Tactics so far. That's why the video is going to be a little bit longer than the average PAX at Home video that I've been doing, because I've been having a lot of fun with it. I don't think we need to field repair that guy, but we might want to field repair this guy. And we will be able to get some more action points here, actually, which is going to be nice. Might as well send another prototype Ironclad down. Okay, they're at 6, so we really can't afford for any other Ironclads from the enemy to get through, so this is not good for us. Mind you, we're going to be at 6 pretty soon, as soon as this one gets to the exit, and then we've got 2 more in the wings here. So let's just defend a lot of our lanes, and maybe we'll be able to come through in the clutch here. And we do get more action points now, so I guess each one of these is worth 0.5 action points per turn. Ooh, these guys need to maneuver out of the way. And maybe this one too. Remember, all we need to do is get these guys to the end, and then we're good to go. Hopefully he doesn't get a speed buff, and then we should be able to just kind of walk through to the end there. Oh, don't pause yourself. Keep moving, please. We'll put a prototype Ironclad down, basically just to slow the enemy down. We should still be fast enough here. We're only 2 turns away, and can he spawn a card to stop us? That's going to be an interesting element here. If he can, we can move around him anyway. So on the... Oh, man, this is going to be really close, actually. I'm just going to put this here to kind of block his path. And there's one. We really just need one more. And it should happen any second now. Just move, you fool! There we go. So we win! And maybe we didn't deserve to there, but 28 turns taken and victory for us. So this has been a very cursory look at Ironclad Tactics. Let me just go through the story here. I don't want to spoil too much, just in case, you know, maybe I am halfway through the game or something like that. At the end of every mission, based on the performance that you had, you do unlock new cards. So I've unlocked a trumpet, gives the unit 1 armor, as well as some extra revolvers that I can put on my ironclads. Cool! As mentioned, Ironclad Tactics, it is available for pre-order right now. If you pre-order, you get a copy of Spacechem, as well as access to the game when it comes out, and a couple of the DLC campaigns that are planned. Spacechem's an excellent game, if that helps sway your decision. Whether you end up pre-ordering this or not, you can find links in the video description below that'll help you find out more information about the game. Check it out in the Indie Megabooth at PAX Prime if you are there, and look forward to more information coming on Ironclad Tactics later. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.